I think what is feasible and what's really going to add value immediately to their company is creating an ultimate buyer's guide. I talk about this a lot, but if you have a new person coming in your pipeline, they're ready to schedule, they're an opportunity for your business. They've got a scope of work, they've got a budget, and they have a timeline, and they want to use you. Can you answer every single question of every stage of your pipeline going through the process of from, you know, first meeting, all of the sales process, all of the production process, all of the install process, and then post? If you outline just step by step, what is that process and what are all the questions that that great opportunity that just fell into your lap might have during that process? Can you answer every single one of those? That will be kind of the foundation of your ultimate buyer's guide.
And do you
And
recommend that, Khalil? Is that a video log? Is that a
mhm,
written, almost
whatever is
a,
easiest for
a white
you.
paper,
If you
a
love
frequently
talking
asked
on
questions
voice
kind of thing?
memos, then record a voice memo. If you love writing things out on Google Docs or a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, go and do that. If it's recording videos of you walking through the process, just create the content. And then think about all the expectations that you want to set during each and every one of those stages. And then after that, do what are the misconceptions that happen in each one of those stages that people have when they come to buy from you? And then after that, what are all the obstacles that you run into and that your opportunities, your leads, customers run into whenever they're dealing with that step of the process? What are all of the unknowns that they need to know about that step and that process? What are all the additional opportunities that can build off of that process and that step of working with you? And essentially what you're doing is you're for that one service that you offer, now as a buyer, I have this ultimate guide that I can reference, that I can see in a really nice PDF or slide deck. And then now you can use that for training for your sales team, for your project managers, so that they understand exactly what the customer is going to be thinking about and how they see it and how what we want to make sure we provide our clients with. So essentially, you're building out this content, and what's valuable about this content, I think, if you haven't put two and two together yet, it's going to make you a much better company to work with. You've
Oh,
improved
it
your
make it
customer
way more
experience.
efficient, right? I'm thinking
Right.
about all of our biz dev and account manager, sales professionals who, how many times with a project, a prospect who's looking for a project for a trade show, you're asking, there's the same discovery questions, the same presentation steps, there's the same, you know, order of how you have to confirm the solution. You can anticipate the changes and why they want changes, what they like and what they don't like. If you're documenting all that, which, by the way, next question I'm going to ask you, is that living maybe on your website? But then when you get those email inquiries, you can
Yeah.
take the clip or the snippet, or you can just direct them to a place without you having to spend an hour answering the same questions when you've already done it. So totally get it and see the value.
Exactly.
By the way, I would see the value of making that a video, a watchable. I mean, how many of
So
us, every
that's the
time we have
next
a
thing
home,
that you do once you have that guide is you
yeah,
record a video that you require any new prospects. Hey, we're so excited for our kickoff call. We're so excited for this discovery call. Before we have this meeting, it's so helpful. We try to get all of our prospects to watch this 15-minute video that just really gives you a lay of the land of working with us and sets all the expectations. And it usually we find that it makes our meetings way more productive because it answers 90% of the questions all of our prospects have. So if you'll please watch that before you come into the meeting, that would be so helpful for us. And that's content that's directly supporting your customer experience. If you want to understand the value of that in a real way, go and try to buy from you. Like you're the owner of your business or the general manager or whatever it is. Go to your website and act like you're a new lead. Go through the process of, okay, what's it like to buy from us? And literally, if it's a phone call that's part of the process or a form fill, go and do it and act like somebody else and go through the actual process. And you will find very quickly all of the things that are gaps right now for your customers where they don't have the knowledge they need to make a decision with you. They don't have all of the decisions made and they're not being able to make those decisions because you're not giving them the information they need to make the decisions necessary. What's great about the Ultimate Buyer's Guide, if you go through that exercise, and it's not gonna happen overnight, it's not gonna happen in a week, and it should honestly be a living, breathing document that you develop over time.
Right.
But once you do have that, that is your roadmap, your rubric for posting on social media. Take one of the things that you educate your customers on and make it a new post for social media. You don't have to change much about it, but you say, hey, this is how we approach this. When we talk to customers, we find that they often have this question. When we're going through our production process, we always like to talk to our customers about this obstacle or this misconception. And then you post those things, and that's what's educating people throughout. Yes, this can live on your website, but it's not really just for anybody and everybody, and I really like I said earlier, it's location, location, location. People aren't coming to your website to get information typically, they're coming to take action. Sometimes they're coming to get information, but that's really few and far between. Like, Chris, if you wanna get information about me, you're not coming to my website, you're sending me an email, you're going onto LinkedIn and looking at our company page. Like, there's other ways that people have of getting information, and so you need to be where they are to get information. If it's a specific question, maybe you have a blog article about that specific question on your website so that you rank, and when they search Google for that specific question, you show up. But where else do they get their information? And that's where you wanna be.
So, what's interesting, Khalil, is my business model, I couldn't give a rip about my Google ranking because we have such a small, finite, targeted, group, but that our target audience. But, just listening to you, here's what I just wrote down. So, an ultimate buyer's guide, really, which is a central repository of how you know you're gonna end up serving that customer. I can use it for training employees. I can use it for qualifying prospects. I can use it for prospecting. I can use it when I need to explain what our process is. Graphic production is like the third rail in the artwork. There's an opportunity to pre-engineer and document what that is, so you could quickly get that at somebody else. Our payment terms, um, ultimately, your personal brand expertise is being built with all those things being sort of made and pre-engineered and put together. Your industry credibility goes up. You're really you're assuring your own efficiency by already. It forces you to kind of even define your process, and you probably, am I wrong in saying you'll find some gaps in your own company's process as you're doing
Oh, for
this,
sure,
and you'll probably
for
close
sure.
those gaps too as you're just developing. We're talking about content development, and look at all the things it touches in your professional life. So this is this is way more than I thought this discussion was going to be, but I know this to be true because we took a long way around to be credible in all those things I just mentioned. But I think if you
Yeah.
were on the content development train and you're serious about, focuses you to be serious about who your customers really are and who you're not,
Mhm.
it's going to force you to be, who are we and who are we not?